Hello, hello everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. As you can see, the last couple of videos I've been doing in different areas. How do you like my deep woods background? We're having some work done in our house. Actually, getting our whole cabin there and our house stained, and it's been taking a while with the weather and all that. Let me just take a sip here. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So, uh, by the way, how about my Yankees? They're playing better than ever. All right, just in time. They're not going to make the playoffs, but the last month they've been playing better than any team in baseball. It really is unbelievable, and it's just too bad that they're not going to make the playoffs. They will end up no worse than 500. They'll probably go over. There are four more games left. They're playing spoiler. They beat Arizona 2 out of 3. They just took the first two games with Toronto, and Garrett Cole is going to get the Cy Young. What a masterpiece he pitched last night! A full game shutout. He ended up 15-4 on the season. On the season 15-4. His ERA is 2.63, best in the bigs. Most innings pitched, best whip 0.99. Cy Young locked. And again, oh my God, the captain, Aaron Judge, hit number 36 and 37. Just incredible. So I'm excited for next year. I think it's going to be a busy winter, a lot of changes. We'll see what happens to Boone. Cashman, I think, is going to stay. But we shall see. And by the way, this is not a sports channel, but I do intersperse, mix in some sports. And by the way, speaking of another football, my Cowboys were upset. They lost to the Cardinals. They came out just dull and dead. Their whole offensive line, 4 players were out. So it was kind of rough, but they just seemed dull. They were 13 point, was it 13? I think the line dropped 11.5 when the game started, but they got beat. They got beat by 12. So it was the spread in reverse. They got beat. It was terrible. It was disgusting. Talk about their great defense. Oh my God. All right. It's only the third game of the season. They have the Patriots next. And then, end of October, those are my 3 teams. I got the Brooklyn Nets, okay? The Yankees, Dallas Cowboys, Brooklyn Nets for life. Those are my teams, right? When it's kind of a diversion from politics and real life and all that, and I love it. Okay, speaking of politics, I was going to break down the whole debate last night, but oh my God, what a disaster. What a mess. Complete chaos. And we're talking about the bottom of the barrel. I mean, the lowest of the low. I like to say to my wife, C students, the worst of the worst. I mean, DeSantis is a disaster, and Pence, what? Nikki Haley, the only guy Vivek, what? The only guy I kind of like is Chris Christie, and let's play a little bit of Chris Christie here.
Said Mexico would pay for it. Guess what? I think if Mexico knew that he was only going to build 52 miles, they might have paid for the 52 miles.
Okay, that's all they go on, the fucking border. That's their whole thing. It's the whole Republican talking point. It's just such bullshit. I know there is an issue, but that's all they have. They have the border and trans, the border and wokeism, and it's just complete nonsense. By the way, Christie's going after, again, as far as the spending, $7 trillion under Trump. Biden increased by 4, so Trump was even worse. We're talking about cutting government spending and the whole Reagan thing. The government is the problem, blah, 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 blah. He's the worst culprit. Again, the whole problem with the Republican Party is hypocrisy. That's the worst thing. It's hypocrisy. Do as I say, not as I do. When Lauren Boebert says, I'm a good Christian, we should go to church, and then she ends up going to Beetlejuice and basically giving her boyfriend, who I'm not, her husband, giving him a hand job and vaping and lying and wearing like stripper clothing. Disgusting. And by the way, 2 abortions. Oh, we're pro-life, blah, 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 all that bullshit, right? They're all absolute hypocrites, and obviously it comes from the top down. Like I've said, I've been saying this for years. Donald Trump ruined the Republican Party. The GOP is dead. I actually did a video on what happened, the rise of MAGA. It started initially with the Tea Party. It was after like 2009, 2010, something like it was right after Obama. And I lived on Long Island. I was living on Long Island at the time, South Shore, Nassau County, and Seaford. And there were a lot of right wing Republicans, very blue collar. Um, and I used to go to these tea parties, and they were nuts. Not at this level now, the mega nuts, the Trump nuts, but it was brewing. It was brewing here, and now it's just another completely different party, just nuts, low education. I hate to say this word, but just a bunch of losers, just a bunch of uneducated losers. And it starts with loser number one. Loser number one with the fourth grade education, the completely incoherent. And you see him lately, you think people say Biden's old and that he makes mistakes and gaffes and all this. I mean, have you heard fucking Trump lately? Holy shit. He's going to get us into World War II. He thought that he ran against Barack Obama in 2016, and or the primary he was running against George W. Bush, and he was thinking of Jeb Bush from Florida. He thought it was George W. Bush. Jeb Bush got us into Iraq and the Middle East. The guy is nuts. He's losing it. And, he's all the things. I'm not going to go another video on this, 91 indictments. But this is how low the Republican Party has gone down, right? Their leader by far is this criminal, civilly rapist, failed former president. Four times indicted, 4 times 91 felony counts, civilly liable rapists. And that's their guy. Uneducated, again, loser, hypocrite, whatever you want to say. Let me just play a little bit more of this.
Most illegal immigrants are coming from countries south of the border.
Oh, this is Nikki Haley.
You've seen the Fox News drone. It's captured this steady stream of people coming into the country on a daily basis. In fact, I believe we have a live picture of it tonight. That is happening right now, live. In the last decade, the U.S. has spent nearly $55 billion to address the root causes of migration. But crime, poverty, and corruption, they persist, and the number of migrants is only growing. Are we wasting our money?
Well, what happens is when Joe Biden waved the green flag, it told everybody to come. And now we've seen 6 million people cross the border. We've had more fentanyl that have killed Americans in the Iraq, Vietnam, or Afghanistan.
Okay. That's enough. I'm on like 7.5 minutes.
Sure that we are a country.
I'm thinking about breaking it down, but is it really worth it? It's just a complete mess, chaos. The Republican Party is a complete disaster. All right. More to come. I may or may not upload a video on the debate proper, right? Okay, more to come. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here in Tabor Talk. Dakota, come here. You want to say hello? Come on over here. Come on. I got my dog here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. Oh, he doesn't want to be held. There he is. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Okay. Come on, baby. You're such a good boy. Okay.